Good afternoon, sirs.
Good afternoon, Shambhavi. How are you?
Sir, I am good. How are you?
Very well, very well. So, congratulations for getting through two difficult steps and coming to the interview level now. Now, I can see that you did from Pantnagar, College of Technology, Pantnagar. What was the role of Gobind Vallabh Pant in the politics of India?
Sir Govind Ballabh Panji, he was from the Almora region of Kumaon of former United Provinces, now the part of Uttarakhand only. He was one of the eminent person and an advocate for the Kakori incident case, as well as has provided a framework and a who held very.
You're frozen, your
Yeah, network issue.
video is not working.
I will just check, sir. Yes, Shambhavi, is now you audible? Yes, Shambhavi, is the voice audible?
Yes, sir. So I guess there is some sort of network issue at my end. Really
Yeah.
sorry for that.
Okay, no problem. So, continue.
Sir Govind Ballabh Panji, only the same question.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. So Govind
What was
Ballabh,
his role in the politics of India?
so he paved a very prominent role in shaping up the United Provinces' political journey as well as the development of the state as a whole after the independence as well. His role was also instrumental in uplifting the cultural spirit and the ethos of the Pahadi region of Uttarakhand, the former United Provinces. He also was an advocate of the rights of the freedom strugglers and the protesters of that time, especially that of the Kakori incident case. And he paved a very important role in the Home Affairs and the uh, first interim as well as the government of the independent India.
Okay. Eco-friendly kitchen. What do you mean by ecosystem?
So ecosystem means the relationship, the dependent relationship that we have with the abiotic as well as the biotic component of our surrounding. It also denotes the relationship as well as the interdependence of the two biomes on each other.
What do you mean by emissions, and which is the area which is responsible for maximum emission today?
So emissions, in the term of the current context, emissions can be described as the gases that are being released by the industrial activities, vehicular emissions, as well as from other manufacturing activities that are currently undergoing. And as far as the contemporary time is concerned, I guess the fossil power-based sector is the most important emitter of the East India.
When was the last meeting and where was it held on this issue? COP meeting.
So the Conference of Party for the United Nations Framework on Combating Climate Change, the 29th edition was held in Baku, Azerbaijan.
When was it held?
So it was held in the month of October in the year 2024 itself.
Okay. And what do you mean by Paris target?
So the Paris target dealt with the nationally determined contribution, intended nationally determined contribution in the COP21 that was held in 2015, and each country gave their intended NDCs under the framework of achieving and mitigating the climate change and the emissions from their own territories.
My last question is, what is Competition Commission of India and what is its function?
So, Competition Commission of India is a statutory body which was established by the CCI Act of 2002. It is meant to promote good competitive and encourages a spirit of cooperative competition between the companies, and also takes care that there are no monopolies as well as restrictive practices that are currently undergoing in the business ecosystem of the
What
country.
was the previous name of this commission?
So it was earlier called as the MRTP body, the Monopolies and Restrictive Trade Practices Act.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Now, our chairman, Sanjay Singh Sinha ji will ask you the question.
Maybe we meet again.
Good afternoon, sir. It is very nice meeting you again.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So, Udham Singh Nagar, Uttarakhand, BTech Electrical Engineering. Tell me, I have already interviewed Shambhavi once, so I'll be brief.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is the total installed capacity of electricity in the country?
So it is 453 gigawatts as of 2024 data that we have.
That's of the utilities.
So the current energy consumption, energy production data is installed capacity that the data that I read from the PRS report, I'm sure that it was 453 gigawatts.
What about if you add the non-utility sector, the captive sector?
Sir, I'm not sure about it. I have to take a
It's
read on it.
about 500.
Okay, sir.
500 gigawatts. You remember the breakup of this production from various sectors, fossil, non-fossil, and so on?
So it is 43.3% from the fossil-based sector, especially the thermal power plants. Thereafter, the 10% is there from the hydro, 5% is there from the diesel-based power plants, 2% is there, 1.9% is there from the nuclear energy.
One course correction. You said 43% from fossil or non-fossil?
The fossil thermal power plants.
43%.
Yes, sir.
All right. Rest?
So rest the 32% is from the renewable, including solar and wind.
Don't you think it's the other way around?
So the last data I read, if I'm not wrong, I guess
All right. All right.
I'll take a read on it if you are saying so.
All right. What is International Solar Alliance? You remember?
Yes, sir.
It
So
was
International Solar Alliance was propounded by India and France together at the Conference of Parties only of UNFCCC. It was to promote the concept of using the solar energy and harnessing the solar energy, especially in those countries which are located between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. India is currently the chair of the ISA Alliance, and we have the headquarters located at Gurgaon. The alliance is open to the membership of other countries as well beyond the tropics.
Yeah, you remember. Okay, okay. But the solar energy is the future. I read some statistics and I found it amazing. 1 square kilometer can produce 40 megawatts of electricity. And that's the physics that I've read. And if we utilize our wastelands, 10,000 kilometers of wastelands, swamps and canals and so on and so forth, we can produce about 10,400 megawatts, gigawatts of electricity. Is almost as much as our installed capacity is.
Yes, sir, the solar energy holds a promising future, especially for India since it has contributed to the 500 gigawatt and 50% energy from the non-fossil fuel renewable energy sources. The solar energy is being currently utilized, promoted as well as utilized in various sectors. Like we have the agrovoltaic sector as well, promoting solar energy in the farmlands. So we are using shade crops beneath the solar cells that we are using, solar panels, and we are also generating solar energy on that field. So it is serving a double purpose of providing income to the farmer, as well as they can sell that electricity to the grid, and thereafter it can enhance the renewable energy capacity of India. The other initiative that I can think of is promoting solar energy is the PM Suryodaya Yojana, which is promoting rooftop solar program, also contributing to the target of achieving 40 gigawatts by the government of India. But there is a challenge that we have to look forward, and we have to build self-reliance, especially in the field of solar panels and solar cells, because we are mainly dependent on China for importing those panels into India in a budget-friendly manner. So we need,
Correct.
yes.
Very, very true. Very true. Let's move over to another problem. Manipur crisis in Manipur. IPS is your choice number 2. Moreover, it's a problem. Whichever service you are in, even if you are in the IAS, it is your problem. Tell me what is happening in Manipur and what can be the solution.
So the Manipur crisis was initially fueled by the Methi Kuki conflict that is happening in the state of Manipur. Since the High Court of Manipur asked the central government to provide the ST status to the Methi communities over there, where the earlier ST status was only with the Kukis. This led to the protest between the two communities, as Metis, though they are not the ST population over there, they are in less number, but they are controlling more resources, more political power, as well as more land that is there in Manipur. Kukis thereby feel threatened by this ST status that would be provided to the Metis, as they feel that it would be encroaching further upon the right of the Kukis, and their ST status would be not providing benefits to the Kukis. This led to the conflict between the two, and there is also a claim from the side of Metis that Kukis are providing a shelter to the refugees that are coming from Myanmar, since they share the same ethnic bond, and are also cultivating the narco related products in the state of Manipur, thereby harming the national security as well as the state public law and order in Manipur. So do I have to provide solutions as well?
The basic problem is, apart from anything else, is economics.
Yes, sir.
Right? The Metis are not able to purchase land in the hills. Manipur is divided into hills and plains.
Yes.
Plains area is very small, 10%. So when you said that the Metis are there in a larger part of the state, it's not correct. Metis are confined to the 10% of plain land. 90% of the hills are with the Kukis and Nagas.
Yes.
Right? But the ST status, Metis not having the ST status, prohibits them from purchasing land in the hills.
Yes.
Whereas for the Kukis, they can purchase land in the valley, but the political power is with the Metis. So this problem is mistrust has led to mistrust, and mistrust has led to even killings. There are extremist organizations on both sides. The influx from Myanmar has added to the problem. Right? What can be the solution? Yes, major thing which is not happening. What should be done in Manipur?
Since the Kuki all are a tribal group over there, and Metis also have a cultural community supporting the Metis organization and unifying it as a whole, I think there should be a peace brokering agreement between the two, which should be brokered by the state and the center.
Yes, you said it. The two communities have to be brought together to talk to each other and thrash out their differences. Unless that differences are removed or taken care of, peace will not come to the state. Thank you, Shambhavi.
Thank you, sir.
Ajit ji.
Shambhavi, how are you?
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, I am good.
Fine. So I was going through your details. Your interview is on?
So 21 January 2025.
Fine. So can you tell me why this date is famous? 21st January.
Sorry, sir. I can't think of any reason as of now.
Okay. Sir was asking you question regarding Manipur and all this. So Manipur, Meghalaya and Tripura, these three got their state on 21st January 1972.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. So you are having very brilliant academics, gold medal in graduation and first position in university model regarding climate change and so on. So a very simple question to you. there are anthropogenic and natural causes responsible for climate change. So everyone is talking about the anthropogenic causes. No one is talking about the natural causes. So please tell me, what are the natural causes responsible for climate change?
So as far as the natural causes that you are asking about, I feel that the concentration of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases to a certain extent is necessary for making the Earth a habitable planet. But due to anthropogenic, it is being amplified. So I can say that the natural cause complemented with the anthropogenic cause is leading to the phenomena of climate change. Moreover, there is also a phenomena of volcanic eruptions that produces emissions into the atmosphere, which leads to the increase in the greenhouse gases, thereafter increasing the climate change vagaries. The other thing that I can think of is the wetland and the natural ecosystems like wetland that releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. And I can think of another aspect that is being amplified because of climate change and is another natural cause only, that is the melting of the peatland, the melting of the snow that is stored in the Arctic region, the permafrost. So that is another reason that I can think of.
Okay. Your place of birth district is Udham Singh Nagar. So in modern Indian history, you have read about the Udham Singh.
Yes, sir.
So please tell in very brief about his major achievement.
So Udham Singh ji, as you said only, was a revolutionary freedom fighter of our country itself. And he was very instrumental in the youth-based association that was forming at that period of time. And he avenged the Jallianwala Bagh massacre incident by assassinating the Governor General that was there in India at that time, Michael O'Dwyer, in the United Kingdom itself. And he also considered himself as a secular and preferred not to be aligned with any religion.
Okay, fine. So any party to which he was related?
So initially he was related to the Hindustan Socialist Republican Association, and after the he also was somehow related to the Chandrasekhar Azad grouping that was initially before the HSRA.
After COVID-19, again China is becoming global spotlight for the surge of a new virus. Is it new virus or it is the rediscovery of the previously known virus? And which virus is about which I'm talking about?
So the recent cases that are being observed in China are because of the human metapneumovirus, HMPV, that is being circulated in China itself as of now, transmitted. And it is an old virus. It was discovered around 6 years ago, and it is a respiratory syncytial virus that produces an infection in the lower and the middle respiratory tract function, and it basically affects the majorly affects the younger population, especially the adolescents and the persons that are having weak immune system of the body. So it is an older virus that is being researched, that is being reactivated as of now, and more information on this is not known since China does not disclose the complete information.
You're having anthro as optional. So this and you are going to genetics as well. There is ecology also in anthropology. Ecology.
Yes, so there is an study of interaction between ecology and the culture.
So what is difference between ecosystem, ecology, ecosphere, biosphere?
So ecosystem is the interaction between the biotic and the abiotic components of the environment as a whole and the interdependence between these two biomes. The ecology deals with the scientific study of the environment and the surroundings that are around us, and also the study of the interactions between those two surroundings. Biosphere is defined as the interaction between the hydrosphere, atmosphere, and hydrosphere, atmosphere, and the lithosphere, where the existence of life is possible. And ecosphere, sir, I'm not currently sure of the definition. So I may not know the answer to it. I have to take a read on it.
Okay. And about the biome too, are you ever a biome?
The biome is one of the characteristic of a larger ecosystem that is characterized by a specific climatic and geographical conditions.
Okay, Shambhavi, last question from my side. You have mentioned about the Lipan art. Please tell me in very brief about the art.
The Lipan art is a traditional art from the run of Kutch areas, and it was done initially by the Rabri communities of Gujarat. They used to do that on their houses, which they called as bhungas, by making a mixture of clay, dung, and colors. They used to apply that on a wet wall to create aesthetic appearance and also to provide cooling to their houses in the scorching heat of the Gujarat.
How you got interested in that?
So during my college days, one of my friend was from Gujarat only. She was mainly from Uttarakhand but settled in Gujarat. So she used to do it, and thereafter I got that as an interest.
Okay, fine, well done.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, please.
So Shambhavi, is it your first attempt?
So it is my third attempt, first mains and first interview.
But first mains and first interview.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Shambhavi, as I told you earlier, doubtless you are a good candidate. You are articulate. You have the ability to express yourself very well, whatever you want to say. A few things which I have already told you about preparation. A few things I'd like to add. One is I'm not very clearly able to judge in this online mode of interview. But while giving answers, you should be looking in the eyes of the person who has asked you the question. So eye contact becomes important. I thought that you had a tendency to look down on the table below while giving answers. Is that right?
Sorry, sir. It is not the case. Actually, the camera is above and the screen that you are getting displayed are above.
I stand corrected. The other thing is about eye contact while giving answers. Normally, you should be looking at the person who has asked you the question. But there is an unwritten rule of something like 70-30. 70% of the time you look at the person who has asked you the question. 30% of the time you glance at the other interviewed board members also. The idea is that while you are giving a reply to the person who has asked you the question, you are addressing yourself to the whole board. Okay. And one last time also, I believe I mentioned, I am repeating it, no long answers.
Yes, sir.
Try to be short, crisp, specific. Answer what has been asked from you.
Yes.
If they want, they'll ask you supplementary questions. Don't make your answers long. The longer it is, you're making yourself unnecessarily vulnerable to cross questions. Gauri Shankarji?
Shambhavi, you have done very well. You see, I'm absolutely sure you will get very good marks because your articulation is very good. Your questions which were to you, you could answer practically all of them in reasonable way. And knowledge gaps are always there. Nobody can be perfect. So you may have some knowledge gaps, which is not very important. But basically, you know all the answers. And the thirdly is that your confidence is good. You have clarity in your thought process. And I think that is what the board is looking for. So I personally feel that you should score very good marks. And if you have got good marks in return, you will get through. My only suggestion is, when is your interview?
So it is on 21 January 2025.
21 January. Now, my only suggestion is, don't get into too many things on your own.
Yes.
If the board wants to ask you more, they will ask you supplementaries. So you don't, add sentences here and there, because that could lead to sometimes unnecessary problems for you. Okay. So remain confined to the point, and if they want to ask you more, they will ask you supplementary questions. But you are extremely good candidate. I can assure you, and I feel it myself, that you will do very well.
Thank you, sir.
So wish you good luck. And on climate change, etc., because that is one of your things, you have presided over some sessions and eco kitchen and all that. So prepare a little more on that, the latest things which have happened. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. तो ये हम वीडियो आपको सेंड कर देंगे आज रात तक या कल मॉर्निंग तक जो है, आप इसे देखिएगा। और सर ने ऑलरेडी मेजर पॉइंट्स डिस्कस कर दिए हैं। सो क्लाइमेट चेंज इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक फॉर यू। Go through Milankovitch principles of climate change.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, negative and positive aspects of greenhouse effect. और अगर कोई और आपको कुछ क्वेरी होगा तो मैं आपको व्हाट्सएप कर दूंगा, मुझे कांटेक्ट करना कि और क्या आपको हेल्प चाहिए ना।
Yes, sir.
हाँ, so all the best.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, I'll keep that in mind of eye contact, and I'll make sure that I'll do that in the offline interview.
Okay.
NSS का भी थोड़ा देख लेना. What is NSS? Its
Yeah,
functions.
it would be a good idea to do at least one offline interview also.
Yes, sir.
Where are you located?
Sir, I'm living in Kitcha, Uttarakhand.
Okay, so come a few days before your interview to Delhi and try and do an offline interview also.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon,
luck.
sir.
Good
It
luck.
was nice
Good luck.
interacting with
Good
you.
luck to
Thank
you.
you, sir.